A lot of what you think you know about wine is probably wrong, but it's not your fault. The wine world is full of claims that sound believable, get repeated endlessly, and eventually turn into facts. Some were created by clever marketing, others stick around because wine can feel intimidating and no one wants to look like they're guessing. Today, we're cutting through all of that. If you want to understand wine in a clear and practical way, this video is for you. These are the 8 lies about wine you probably believe. And make sure you stay until the end, because the final lie is the most controversial one that the wine industry hears all the time. Welcome to the Filipino YouTube channel, where we create wine education videos for beginners and wine lovers. Expensive wine is always better wine. This is one of the most common wine myths because it connects basic human psychology. We are trained to believe that higher prices equal higher quality. It works in luxury goods, so people assume it must work in wine. But wine does not always follow that rule. Price reflects many things: scarcity, reputation, land value, demand, and marketing. A famous label can charge more even when the wine is stylistically similar to something far more affordable. There are outstanding wines in the $30 to $50 range that outperform bottles costing far more. The best way to buy better wine is to focus on producer consistency and regional style rather than price alone. The truth? Great wine is more about craft than it is about cost. Screw caps are for the cheap, low-quality wine. This myth remains strong, but it is outdated. Screw caps are simply another closure, not a measure of quality. Many high-end producers in New Zealand, Australia, and parts of Europe use screw caps for wines that age beautifully. Screw caps prevent cork taint, reduce spoilage, and offer consistent oxygen control. Some of the best Rieslings and Sauvignon Blancs in the world are sealed with screw caps. The truth? A great wine is great, regardless of how it is closed. Organic or natural wine guarantees no hangover. This is one of the most popular myths on social media. Many people repeat the idea that organic or natural wine lets you drink freely without dealing with headaches, fatigue, or next-day fog. Hangovers are caused by alcohol, not farming practices. Whether grapes were grown with or without synthetic sprays does not change how your body processes ethanol. You can drink a clean, low-intervention natural wine and still feel terrible the next day if you drink too much or too fast. Some natural wines are lower in alcohol, which can make them feel easier on the body. Others are not. Some contain more wild yeast products, which can make sensitive people feel worse. Natural wine can be beautiful and expressive, but it's not a magic shield against hangovers. The truth? The real factors that cause hangovers are alcohol level, histamines, fermentation byproducts, personal sensitivity, food intake, pacing, and hydration. Wine legs or wine tears means higher quality. Wine legs look scientific, so people assume they reveal something important. You swirl the glass, watch the droplets form and slide down, and many believe the thicker the legs, the higher the quality. In reality, legs just show the alcohol level and viscosity. They don't measure balance, complexity, craftsmanship, and quality. For example, a high alcohol, inexpensive wine will show more dramatic legs than a low alcohol, world-class Burgundy. The truth? If you want to judge wine quality, focus on aroma, structure, texture, and finish, not the droplets inside of the glass. All red wine should be served at room temperature. I admit this isn't a complete lie, but hear me out. This advice came from a time where room temperature meant something very different than it does today. Traditional European rooms used to sit at about 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, many homes are around 70 to 75 degrees, which is too warm for red wine. Warm wine tastes sharp, unfocused, and heavy. If you're in a warmer room, chill your reds for 15 minutes before serving. Light reds like Pinot Noir and Gamay are amazing slightly cooled. Even fuller reds like Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah benefit from a bit of cooling. The truth? Don't drink red wine warm. If your home does stay at 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, then you're in the sweet spot. Slightly chilled is better. White wine cannot age. Most people assume white wines are simple and meant for immediate drinking, but many white wines age longer and more gracefully than reds. High-acid white wines can develop honey, spice, nut, and mineral notes over decades. Examples include Riesling, Chenin Blanc, White Burgundy, high-quality Italian whites, and vintage champagne. While it is true that many everyday whites are designed to be enjoyed young, the belief that white wine cannot age is simply wrong. In fact, some of the longest-lived wines in the world are white wines. The truth? High-quality white wines can age beautifully for decades when they have strong acidity and structure. All wine gets better with age. This belief sounds romantic, but it is not true for most bottles. Most wines are meant to be enjoyed now, not decades from now. Only a small percentage of wine is built for long-term aging, and those wines require structure, acidity, and concentration. Even then, aging wine does not guarantee improvement. It guarantees change. Young wines show brighter fruit. Aged wines show earth, spice, and savory notes. Both styles offer something different, and the better choice depends on your taste and how developed your palate is. The truth? About 95% of all wine is made for early enjoyment. If you're getting value from this, subscribe now and stay connected to real, practical wine education. Thanks for sticking until the end, because the final lie coming up is one that sparks the most debate inside the wine industry. Sulfites cause wine headaches. This myth refuses to disappear, but sulfites are most likely not the source of your headache. Sulfites are naturally occurring in wine and are used to keep wine stable. You'll find more sulfites in dried fruit, French fries, and packaged foods than in a glass of wine. If sulfites caused headaches, grocery stores would need warning labels on entire aisles. If you want to avoid headaches, drink water, eat while having alcohol, and pace yourself. Factors such as dehydration and histamines are more likely to be the culprit. Red wines tend to have more histamines, which is why some people feel worse after bold reds. But sulfites aren't the villain causing your headaches. The truth? The real causes of wine headaches are dehydration, histamines, tannins, alcohol level, and drinking on an empty stomach. Wine culture is full of myths, half-truths, and outdated ideas that make wine confusing. When you understand what actually matters, you save money, choose better bottles, and enjoy wine more. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new wine education video. If there's a myth you've heard out there, drop it in the comments.